Hey guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you are having fun making your self-portraits. I have seen some beautiful work coming through. Some of you have submitted things but without a photograph, so I'm not sure if that's because you've decided that you don't want to do it because art is optional or because you can't maybe submit it with a photograph. But if you think you're submitting, I've only gotten photographs from 2 or 3 people. The rest of them, they're just not coming through. So I do want to see them, especially because if we're not all the way done, I need to give you the instructions for the rest of it. So that'll be another video. But for this one, we're going to do tape birds. There is this really super cool artist who does a lot of work in Sacramento with tape, like masking tape or duct tape. And I linked some videos in the main project document so that you could look at them. Hopefully you watched them already, or maybe you're going to watch later. But he does this stuff called tapeagami. So it's like origami, but with tape, meaning he folds and wraps and rolls the tape to make 3-dimensional structures. And they're amazing. I mean, it's so cool to see what he can do with just a roll of tape. And some of them are just this plain kind of normal masking tape color. And others of them he uses color masking tape or duct tape or whatever combination. But a lot of times when he wraps it inside out. Let's see if I can do this. So that the sticky part is like actually on the outside. So I don't know why he does it like that, but that's his way of doing it sometimes. And it's pretty cool. But what it does mean is that the sculptures that he makes, they don't last for very long, because after a while you can imagine dirt or dust gets on the tape, and then pretty soon you have like this fuzzy, dusty village. But some of his other stuff he wraps so that the sticky part is inside, and he's done some beautiful wall pieces with like kind of 3-dimensional flowers and coral and things like that. So it's really pretty. So I hope you check that out. But today's project is inspired by that, and what you're going to need is tape, masking tape. Scotch tape's not going to work for you. You're going to need masking tape. You can use blue painter's tape or a combination of those. You can use duct tape. It's a little bit harder to work with, but you can. You're going to need a toilet paper roll and some newspaper or junk mail magazines, like if you get catalogs. These are from a catalog. So that is what we're looking at for you to have for today. It's kind of like doing paper mache, but it's dry, so you don't get all gooey with all that paper mache glue. So it's a more neat and tidy way to make a 3-dimensional thing like a sculpture. So let me switch my camera around so you can look down on my desktop here while I make one for you, or get one started. So you will be working on this. I'm going to put a due date for next week, but you know, there really isn't a due date right now, so if it takes you longer or if you finish quicker, that's up to you. If you like it, maybe you'll make more, but do send me pictures, okay? So hang on while I switch my camera around. Okay, here we go. So sorry about the reflection here, but I have kind of this craft mat here that's sort of got a shiny surface, so the light from the camera reflects on that. You saw the sample on the picture in our document of the birds. Now, that's just a sample. You can go to town and do anything you want. It doesn't even need to be a bird. If you want to make a horse or some other animal or robot, I don't care what it is. But using just things like paper towels, rolls, or toilet paper rolls is what we need to start the base. Like they call the skeleton of a structure the armature. So if you're making a doll or a puppet or some type of sculpture, you need something for the armature. So that's what this is. Okay, so I want to cut, I already did one cut there, but I'm going to cut out this shape in case I do make a bird. I'm going to cut out this triangle shape and set it aside to save that. And then I'm going to make a few more cuts in this. I don't really know how many. It just sort of depends on what works for you. I may have to go back through and make a few more, but you can see that when I make these cuts, I can fold these pieces inwards a little bit and almost kind of gather them up in the middle. Somebody's blowing up my phone with texts while we're doing this, because what I'm trying to do is get a pointed end down here, okay? And it's helpful if you have a few pieces of tape already torn and just sitting there so that you can grab them real quick. Let me turn that off. I don't want to hear texts the whole time I'm doing this. Okay, so I'll pinch all these together again and make this pointed area here, wrapping it around with tape, sorry. Okay, so this is the same kind of thing that you would be doing if you were making a, like I said, a paper mache, only you'd be already a mess with glue. So this tape idea is just the coolest ever because you can do really fun structures. Okay, so it's kind of a funky shape, but don't worry about that because we're creating it as we go. Okay, now maybe you might need to have some thickness or some heft down here at the bottom. Sometimes as you're making it, it becomes something else. So maybe I was thinking this might have been a bird. It might still be a bird, but it may end up looking like something else. So for now, I'm just going to give you that a little bit of heft there. And then if you take your tape and you continue wrapping, and it can be messy and fold over on itself, that's okay. You can create a neck. So this is going to be like a long-necked bird. So I'm just going to stick that on and continue however far up I want to go. And you can squeeze the thing here and kind of pinch it together so that you can have it be tighter. Maybe it'll be a hummingbird, I don't know. I'm changing my mind as we go. I'm going to give it a little hook. Okay, how about I add a little bit, I'm going to put some stuffing inside of this to just make it a little heavier. Okay, I'm not going to make you watch me do this whole entire thing because that'll take forever. I think what I'm going to do is speed up the video now and just keep making this and see what it comes out, and I'll slow it back down when we get close to where I feel like I'm done. Okay, I'm going to slow down for a minute right in this part because I want you to see something. You can take this tape and you can roll it up into a ball, and it's going to become an eye in a second. So here's another one, also going to become an eye. And then I'm thinking that my bird will be kind of sitting. You can stick these eyes on to the side and then take some tape and put it over like a band-aid to just tape the eye, not the guy, the eye down. Okay, so it's attached. And while I was wrapping on high speed there, I was trying to make sure that I had all the areas covered. And this is really pretty rough because there's kind of like this hole right here where you can see the scissor goes in a little bit. You may want to fix stuff like that, but I was trying to go quickly for you. Okay, here's the other eye. And again, get your band-aid, stick it over the eye, and then kind of press it down all around it so that the eye actually protrudes from the head. Okay. I might probably work on this beak a little bit more to make it, wrap it a little bit better to make it sharp. But what I was thinking would be kind of funny is if this bird had maybe some legs, like he's sitting and his legs are out like this out in front of him somehow. So I'm going to work on that off camera, and then I may add a little bit onto the end of this video just to show you the finished piece. But just let your object that you start out with kind of speak to you and tell you whatever it's going to be. You know, like I said, if you start out trying to have it be one thing but it looks like it's going to be something else, just go for that. Just go with the creativity of it. Now, the last thing I'm going to say, in case I don't have anything else on this video, is the beauty of doing this with something like this color tape is that now when it's done, you can color it with Sharpie markers or any kind of markers. Sharpie will color this better than just regular markers, but it goes on pretty smoothly. So in case you don't have acrylic paints at home, acrylic paints would be my #1 choice of what to color this with, but if you don't have that, then use your Sharpie marker and give your object some personality and some character, and let's see what it comes out to be. Please send me pictures if you do it, because I love seeing this stuff. So goodbye for now. Bye. In case maybe I add something else onto the end of this video, I will, but just in case I don't. See you later. Thanks. Bye.